يكون تشكيلة منتخب بوركينا فاسو. L'équipe de la sélection du Burkina Faso. La consulate, numéro 16. Premier doit pour Verde. La Papaya International, numéro 14. La Lune, la Capitale, la Conférence Internationale, numéro 15. La Constitution de la Bahrain. La Conférence, numéro 9. L'État Cameroun. La Conférence, numéro 4. La Conférence, Numéro 12 آدم الجبر لقد 17 numéro 17 زكريا صبرو لقد 20 numéro 20 Gustave Baptiste Songare لقد 10 numéro 10 Djibril Cheikh Ouattara البدلاء رقم 1 numéro 1 بابايوري أبو بكر سوادوكو رقم 23 numéro 23 Guinea-Bissau Soutien Dali رقم 5 numéro 5 Fatih Abdou رقم 2 numéro 2 يعقوب Sanchiga رقم 3 numéro 3 أولى بن سراوي رقم 7 numéro 7 إيمن راوي رقم 16 numéro 19 Mohamed Hassan Ban رقم 13 numéro 13 بنو أبو بكر وطرة رقم 11 numéro 11 محمد جميل وطرة رقم 8 numéro 8 ساموفورا إيمان نيجيما رقم 18 numéro 18 إسماعيل والراوي رقم 6 numéro 6 سعيد السمراوي المدرب السيليكسيونور كامرون مال تشكيلة المنتخب الجزائري رقم 23 numéro 23 رئيس الجمهورية رقم 2 numéro 2 عيسى مانجي رقم 21 numéro 21 رامي السعيدي رقم 16 numéro 16 حسين العيادة رقم 4 numéro 4 جمال بن عميري رقم 6 numéro 6 رامي الزمري رقم 22 numéro 22 اسماعيل بن ناصر رقم 7 وقائد الفريق numéro 7 كابتن l'équipe رقم 8 numéro 8 يوسف بلايلي رقم 9 numéro 9 بغداد بوجاع رقم 13 numéro 13 إسلام سليماني البدلاء يمتصوا رقم 3 numéro 3 مهدي طهران رقم 5 numéro 5 أحمد نوفا رقم 11 numéro 11 سعيد بن رحمة
Well, thank you for joining us for what should be an enthralling final clash in Group A between the leaders Algeria and second place Burkina Faso. This is, of course, World Cup qualifying for Qatar 2022. And we are at the Mustafa Chaka Stadium in Belize, which is about 45 minutes south of the capital, Algiers. It's a crunch match. There is so much at stake here, you can't even imagine. The tension between these two teams coming into this final clash, match day 6 in qualifying, with two teams still very much chasing qualification and that top spot in the group. Well, Belize, south of the Algerian capital, known as the City of Roses. Well, the Desert Foxes coach Jamel Belmadi will be hoping the smell of success will be wafting through the hills around here after this clash with the Stallions of Burkina Faso. We've had rain. It's pretty cold at 13 degrees, as you can see, with the local fans all dressed up with their thick coats and jackets, but nothing's going to stop them from making a lot of noise. The scenario, Algeria, top of the table, unbeaten, 13 points, one draw they played out, that was against Burkina Faso in match day 2. Besides that, you can see that the Stallions in second place on 11 points, Niger with 7, Djibouti at the bottom without any points. But look at that goal-scoring record, 21 goals. Can you imagine that? It's pretty impressive, to say the least. And it's in fact 23 goals that they've actually scored. Remarkable. Well, Algeria only needs a draw here in Belize to qualify for round 3. Well, Burkina Faso need to go all out for victory. Only a win against Algeria will ensure them their path safely through to round 3. You have to win the group. And coming up against Algeria here is going to be quite complicated, to say the least. Well, Malo Camus Stallions scored 2 late goals to beat Niger in their opening clash before playing out that 1-1 draw with Algeria on match day 2. A 4-0 win away to Djibouti and a 2-0 win against the same nation set them up with this final showdown. And what a battle it is. These fans, only 14,000 allowed in the stadium. But it is the first time in 2 years we have Algerian fans back in the stadium. So it comes at the perfect time for the reigning African champions, who will head off to Cameroon in January as well, looking to try and, well, produce back-to-back victories on the big continental stage. There's the man in charge, Jamel Belmadi. The 47-year-old coach who was born just outside of Paris, in charge of the Desert Foxes as they come here and try and get the result they want against Burkina Faso. Led out by the Manchester City midfielder Riyad Mahrez. Alongside him, Issoufou Dio, the centre-back for Burkina Faso. It's a big battle, this one. And the last time that Algeria qualified for a World Cup, of course, in 2014, they managed to beat Burkina Faso in the playoffs in the same scenario. And they lost here 1-0. Burkina Faso, but they beat them in Ouagadougou 3-2, but losing out on the away goals rule. Algeria went through, and the rest is history. But we know what Algeria are like here. They are unbeaten here as a national team, playing quite remarkable. 37 wins, 5 draws. And that goal scored by Majid Bouguera that saw them qualify. Key goal, a key moment, scored here in this very stadium. Time for the 2 anthems.
Get set sheet of 192 seconds. Mesdames et messieurs, l'hymne national d'Algérie.
Well, if that hasn't stirred up a reaction, then I don't know what will. This is a clash of all clashes. This is a battle for giants. This is the moment that these two nations have been waiting for. Home advantage could play an important part in this, but the Stallions of Burkina Faso of Camumalu will come out and throw absolutely everything at Jamel Belmadi and his Desert Foxes. We are expecting fireworks here, despite the rain, despite the dampness here, south of Algiers and Belize. It doesn't matter. I think we got some really top-level football on show out here this afternoon. We'll take a look at the two teams. Algeria, well, they've just got a strong team there, haven't they? It's top class right from the back with Ray Zamboli, Ben Sabeni, Ben Lamry, Mandy and Ben Ayada. Benacer of AC Milan, Belali of Qatar SC, Zerouki, the Amsterdam-born midfielder, and Mahrez on the right. Slimani and Bounedjah are the two front men. Some of the players who were in that team in 2013 that beat Burkina Faso in this squad tonight, the likes of Slimani, of course, and Mboli and Feguli. Mr. Victor Gomez of South Africa will be the man with the whistle, along with compatriots running the lines and the fourth official as well. There he is, Rice Mboli. And the man who scored the winning goal to offer Algeria an Africa Cup of Nations title in 2019, Bounedjah. Burkina Faso team, Kofi at the back, missing some forwards. Cabaret on the right-hand side, Tap Sobar, Dio the captain, Yego on the left-hand side, Guira Toure in the midfield, Sanogo, Bayala, Sangari and Ouattara completing the 11. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. It's match day 6 from Group A. It's African World Cup qualifying for Qatar 2022. A battle for a place in the third round. The third round, which will bring together 10 nations who have qualified from the 10 groups as the group winners, and that will go into a draw later this month to find out who they will play on home and away matches. 5 nations from Africa qualifying for Qatar 2022 as the ball goes a little bit too far away from Belali. Wonderful player, 2-time winner of the African Champions League with Esperance, one of the giants of North Africa, one of the giants of Africa. Cabaret. Here is Belali. Working with Ben Sabeni, the ball comes through. Here is that danger man, Bounedjah. Bounedjah tries to get his crossover, comes off the foot of Dio. It's going to be a corner. Good footwork, fine finisher. Belize. Oh, a little slip on the edge of the grass there onto the running track. Seems to be okay. Here he is, the 29-year-old. You can just see how damp the pitch is, of course, as the ball is cleared at the front post. Racing back to tidy things up is Ben Asser. He gets knocked over by Ouattara. Surprise call-up for the 23-year-old. Plays his football in Burkina Faso. Let's just have a look at that. Just bumping into the Milan winger. Plays his football for Sonabel, a former team. Well, oh, that's Bunajar. Unable to get his foot on the end of that. Picked up by the Charleroi goalkeeper, Hervé Kofi. Dio. Well, the attempted touch there, but it's been picked up. That's nice, slick play at the back, Ben Lamry. And the ball goes out wide to Bunajar. A support with Belize unable to go and latch onto that. One of my favourite players when he was at Esperance. And that will be a foul. Cyril Bayala. Ajaccio just getting knocked off his feet. And it's going to be the captain. Plays his football in Morocco for Nadat Berkane. 53 caps now for the Stallions. Never qualified for a World Cup. It comes out to the right-hand side. Beniada picked up in the midfield. Mahrez shows a little bit too much. And Dio comes across and basically sweeps up the loose ball. There's Ben Sabani still playing in Germany for Borussia Mönchengladbach. Of course, we saw him playing in Ligue 1 in France for Rennes in Brittany. It's a good ball that comes out to Yago. Ouattara and Sanogo getting involved. That's a quick reaction to send the ball through towards Slimani. Loves quick service, doesn't he, Slimani? The Olympic Lyon forward with quite a remarkable CV if you actually look at what he's achieved over the years and all of the top clubs that he's played for. 82 appearances playing for Sporting in Portugal as they played some wonderful football. That's where he got spotted, basically. 48 goals in 82 matches. That's more than one every 2 games. Good opportunity this is for Burkina Faso. If they can get the ball across. Not much happening there. The attempted cross and the clearance. Nice touch from Bunajar. Tries to get the ball out to Slimani. Oh, it's been given back. That's dangerous. And you need to get rid of that. And that was the right decision by Tapsoba, by a Leverkusen centre-back, to come across and prevent Slimani from getting anywhere near that. Picked up by Benasser. Here's Belize. Belize coming forward. Shows too much of the ball. This greasy, slippery, wet surface is making it quite complicated to control the ball perfectly. And small infringement there by Zarouki. Ben Sabani decides to use his goalkeeper, Raisumboli. It's a good team that Algeria have got here. And we're not talking about some of the other players that they could logically lean on if they need to. Guediora, of course, the player in the midfield who is a very talented playmaker. The touch a little bit lackluster. Maybe the ball's a little bit too high for Belize. And then you got Youssef Attal. And Mehdi Abeid. Sofiane Feghouli, the Galatasaray player. Yassine Brahimi, another strong, sturdy midfielder. Mr. Gomez going across to just make sure that everything's okay. Seems like it's the case. Oh, and Adamunas and Andy Delors, these players really are key players, of course, for all showing a little bit too much, and that's good racing back. That is excellent play. And the acrobatic kick to knock the ball back up into Algerian territory. Ball out to the right-hand side with Ben Yedder. Here he is again. Over to Ben Lamry. Two players at Lyon at the same time with Slimani and Ben Lamry. Well, doesn't he come up well, and he doesn't give away the foul. That's nicely done. Oh, there's an opportunity here. There really is. Sangaré. Sangaré's got to play out to the right-hand side, showing a little bit too much. Can he get a shot in? The shot does come in. It's blocked, though. But it's been picked up, and they've kept possession. And that is a deflected cross, which will go off for a corner. Coming off the foot of Sanogo, who plays his football in Armenia. You saw the counter-attack. You saw how dangerous they are. And it's the Kevin Rouen player, Sangaré, who comes across. It's his second cap playing for the Stallions. What it would mean to him to find the back of the net. Let's go over to the corner and just see what's going on here as the ball is delivered into the penalty area. Going to the hands of the goalkeeper, Rice Mboli. Not an issue there. Taken forward by Benacer, formerly a France under-19s player, born in Arles, down in the south of France. Down in Provence, beautiful part of the world. The Vincent van Gogh territory, isn't it? Well, not the only artist to have come out of there. Benacer is top quality midfielder, very fast, great acceleration, and he's only 23 years of age. There's Kamou Malou. Former coach of FC Ouagadougou, Etoile Filon, the Shooting Stars. Jar gets the ball to Mahrez. Mahrez, it's the footwork of Mahrez. Oh, he just has the ball toe poked away from him. Ben Yedder will pick this up and take the throw in. Not much movement. Mahrez. And the cross comes in. Of course, with the damp conditions, it's favourable to really try and put a bit of pressure. Didn't touch the ball. Ouattara. It's going to be a throw in for Algeria. And if we get any more showers, of course, that could also be a key element in the game as it goes on. The challenge coming in from Zerouki, still in possession though, as ball's been picked up by Guira. There's number 12 on his back, playing for Racing Rioja in Spain. Goalless after 10 minutes here in Blida. Final clash from Group A to find out who will finish as the group winners and qualify for the third round. Final clash finished earlier on in the other clash in the group with Niger 7-2 winners of Djibouti. over Djibouti. Adebayor scoring a hat-trick. Adebayor Zakari Adje plays in Egypt for ENPPI, on loan from a Danish team, Kulga. Ben Sabani looks across, there's no one chasing that. It's easy for his goalkeeper, Raisambuli. A little bit of pressure at the back, Mandy, not much space. The ball's a good one up to Slimani. Slimani unable to get past the centre-back, Tap Sobar. The fans all in here. There's also a big police presence just to make sure that everything goes smoothly. 50% capacity, the stadium. 2,000 policemen in the stadium as well. So 14,000 fans were, 14,000 tickets that were sold in 4 hours, basically. I mean, it's great to have fans back. We also want everybody to remain safe and sound. Well, that's dangerous play. You cannot play against top team in Africa and play around at the back and make those kind of passes. Don't play with fire. .37 wins here and 5 draws. In fact, the last draw that took place against the Democratic Republic of Congo in 2015. Gambia in 2019. Just in a friendly as the ball comes across. That's a good pass out to Mahrez. Mahrez will tee it up. Is he going to go and take on his man? He pulls the ball back across to Benacer. Oh, the little pass to Belaili's just a little bit too close, but it was read perfectly as Sangare tries to get the ball upfield as quickly as possible. Zarouki working with Ben Yada. Ball back to Ben Lamry and over to Ben Sabaini. Belaili. The footwork of Belaili really is an absolute dream to watch. Wonderful player. And that will be a free kick. Just knocked off his feet. He scored some superb goals over time. He really is one of those players with the X factor. Born in Oran, the second biggest city. And a lofted chip over towards Mandy. And he can't find Slimani. That's just been that should be a throw-in. That's a good call by Victor Gomez. Ben Yada picks the ball up. Belaili tried to make the cut in France by signing for Angers, but it didn't happen. Went into the second team, played 6 matches, scored 3 goals in fact, but still didn't really... It didn't happen for him, but afterwards signed for his former club Esperance, who he'd been with. They came knocking on his door once again, so a second stint for Belaili. High ball over the top, goes too far for Ben Sabani to do anything. There's the lofted chip there over towards Mandy. Just look how tight the marking is. Or did it touch the hand? That's the that was the question. Did it go anywhere near the hand of Diego? Well, doesn't matter. We're moving on from that. Pushing forward once again. Here is Belali. Watch out for Slimani making a bit of a wander, and Mahrez on his own. You need to get back and defend. You can't allow these players to roam freely, otherwise you will find yourselves in a lot of trouble. Mandy. Out wide, picked up by Ben Yedder. Ben Yedder just to the edge of the penalty box. Bounedjah unable to keep hold of the ball. This is where they're dangerous. Ball spread out wide, and a chance for them to try and do something. It's been picked up by Ouattara. He's got Sangare helping him out. Guira also in possession, and well, it's a poor pass, isn't it, from Toure, Sweden-based midfielder. Belali's going wandering past defenders here. Slimani, there's a chance, his shot, it's a fantastic shot, great save there from Coffey, and here's the follow-up. Mahrez lofts it over to the far side, and that was not the right header to his goalkeeper. They get a corner. Mahrez knows that wasn't perfect. It doesn't matter, they're still in possession, but just look at this. Wonderful weaving and it's skillful running skills there from Belali. Sets it up for Slimani, whose shot is stopped by Coffey. And Bounedjah unable to tidy things up as it flew over to the goalkeeper's left side. Here is the resulting corner that comes in. It's headed away. It's a chance for Mahrez. Mahrez dispossessed on the edge of the penalty box. They run out of there. Well, it's a good bit of running, very good running, in fact, from Ouattara. Up against Bounedjah, still with the ball at his feet. Waits for a little bit of support. Who's going to go? Is there anybody going to go? Well, I don't know what he's doing there. The shot comes in. It's not a bad effort either. And it comes in from Tapsoba, who's, well, out of his comfort zone up front, but still in position to get a shot in. Smothered there by Ray Simboli. Benasser. Out wide, that's man. Belali's off again, isn't he? He's like a ghost in the wind, pretty invisible. And there he is, just hitting the deck from that challenge. The apologies from, I think, Cabaret. And that challenge on Belali. He will get targeted. His slick footwork, of course, is top class. Well, it's the captain, isn't it, Dayo, who just flies into Belali. There you go. A fraction too late. He flipped over like a crepe, wasn't he? But he seems to be okay. Belali back up on his feet. And a free kick for Algeria. African champions, 29 years after the last time that they managed to do the same feat, 1990, 2019. Where is this going? Belali with that right foot of his. It goes up towards Bounedjah. The goalkeeper comes out, Coffey, and Mahrez can't control his ball. Look at that for a little bit of skill from Sangare. Needs a bit of support because he's a little bit stranded. Cut out by Benasser. Ben Lamry back to his, Tapsoba back to his goalkeeper, Coffey. The ball goes up over to the other end, and that will be a free kick. Belali goes down again. And they're trying to take this quickly. They need to be very, very careful and very aware. He picks the ball up. Belali gets the ball into the penalty area. Surely it's going to be a goal! And there it is, Mahrez. Mahrez scores the first goal of this clash. 20 minutes in. It's easy. It's easy for the Manchester City midfielder. He's a marvel, and he's sending these fans, well, bouncing around this stadium here in Blida. And Algeria take the lead in the 21st minute. An easy finish there for Riyad Mahrez. Slimani's first time touch down to Belali. There are a few options here. Bounedjah misses it. Slimani is nowhere near it, but Mahrez is 1-0. And a quick, slick move from the Desert Foxes. And they take a lead against Burkina Faso. Good work down that left side between Slimani and Belali. And they were queuing up really, weren't they? Goalkeeper Coffey could have probably done better. It was a pretty straightforward shot, just going underneath his body. Chance for them to hit back. There's Mahrez confirmation, 21st minute goal, and a chance for Burkina Faso to try and find a shot, and the frustration of not hitting the target shows from the Kevin Rouen forward. Sangaré, only a second cap playing for Burkina Faso. Moves up into position. There are a few options there. In fact, outnumbering the Algerian defence, but also use players as decoys to try and give yourself that extra split second to tee things up. And Jamel Belmadi will not be too impressed with that. Frustrating to see his defence not as meticulous and tight as he would have preferred. That's a free kick. Does need to keep his cool, Sangaré. Mahrez not getting back enough. Well, a through ball going. Mandy's here to try and get the ball out to Ben Yedder. Ben Yedder kicks it off the foot of Sangaré. It's going to be a throw-in. Throwing down the line. There's the header. Well, it's been picked up here by Bonajar. He's on his own, and there are stallions all over the place. He needs a bit of support. He has it with Slimani. Now the ball goes back to Ben Yedder. Little change of flank, and he's got Belali on his own. But no, the decision is use the boys at the back as Ben Lamry picks the ball up from Mandy. Waits for a bit of support. Ben Sabaini will move up to that left side. And he's not afraid of rocking up on the wing there. Getting a decent cross or two in. Now there's going to be a free kick with Zerouki, but play on, says the referee. Advantage being played. Coming in from the corner on the right-hand side, there's Toure. What options have they got? The through ball squirms between players. Oh, it's been teed up beautifully. The shot is coming in. It's been blocked. There's no handball offence or anything like that. It was just a few too many players in the way. Traffic, as we like to call it, preventing the shot from coming through. Tidied up by Tapsoba. Into the middle, where Guira gets the ball out for Cyril Bayala. Bayala back to Diego. Guira. Spain-based player. There's Toure over to the other side. That's been going to be a free kick. Despite the fact that they've gone 1-0 down, it doesn't mean anything. They're very dangerous, Burkina Faso, and they do produce some wonderful players. I remember they finished as the runners-up in the Africa Cup of Nations in 2013. First in their group. There you go. Came for an offside position, as you can see. Losing out to Nigeria in the final in South Africa. Now, a good opportunity this is. High ball comes into the penalty box. It's met quite comfortably by Slimani. who, as a forward, he always comes in and defends extremely well. Benacer gets the ball out to Belali. Here they go again. And the ball just goes and creeps over the paint, which you can't see very well, but it is there. And it will be a throw-in for Burkina Faso. Fourth in the 1998 Africa Cup of Nations. There you go. Nice touch. High ball just met by Ben Yardder. It's going to be a throw-in. Jamal Belmadi had to give the green light for this match to be played here at the Stade Mustafa Chaka in Blida. He said the pitch much better than it was a couple of years ago. That's nicely done. It's been teed up beautifully down the right-hand side. Shot comes in. There's a chance for Burkina Faso. Can they get the shot in? Oh, they're teeing it up. I don't know why they're not going for the shot. The shot comes in. It's a beautiful save. A brilliant save from Race Mboli. Stops Burkina Faso from finding the back of the nets. The shot, I think, came from Ouattara. But in any case, you can see that there is danger, a lot of danger. But the ball's come up the other end. Now it's been slowed down. That was neatly done by Coffey. Look at that. That is sensational football as he runs out and tries to pick out his teammate who's gone a little bit too far for Cyril Bayala. So look at the shot. Well, that was perfectly teed up. There it is over on that far side. It was Sangare who gets the shot in. Directed at the goalkeeper. Toe poked into the path of Bounedjah. Bounedjah pulls the ball back, plays for Al Sadd in Qatar, of course, in Doha. So any chance of going to a World Cup in Qatar would be absolutely incredible for numerous players in this squad. There's a free kick there as Benacer has been penalised by Mr. Victor Gomez. Ben Lamry plays in Qatar as well. And so does Belali for the same team, Qatar SC. And this is Sanogo. Sanogo lofting one over into the penalty box. They're good with their head. They're very tall and physical. Love the set pieces. Does really well, Bounedjah, but he can't get the ball back to one of his teammates. Here's Toure. Perfectly cut out by Ben Sabani. Ben Lamry picks the ball up. He's got Ben Yardder just outside of him, or Mandy just a bit further back. Toure. Perfectly cut out there by Mandy. 66 caps. He's really focused when he times his tackles, challenges. Goes in really well, and his timing is perfect. 30 minutes in, Mahrez with a pretty straightforward finish after a good cross coming over from the left-hand side that wasn't exploited or was missed by a couple of his teammates, including Bounedjah and Slimani, but he was there, the far post, to fire in underneath the goalkeeper Coffey to offer Algeria the lead. Provisionally speaking, they are qualified. They have qualified, but it's all provisional until we reach the final whistle. But they have a 2-point lead over Burkina Faso at the top of the table. 13-11 it is, so you only need a draw to see them through. Ball picked up by Benacer. Belaili just outside of him. Two front men moving up into position. Salami is going for a run there. There's Slimani, picks the ball up. You saw him. He's trying to put it on his right foot. There's Mahrez. Mahrez! Oh, it's so close. Whistles past the left post. And another golden opportunity. It's those front players, those front men who work their magic. And Slimani, you could see, controls the ball well, gets it away from the defenders, tees it up perfectly for Mahrez, who just can't get his direction sorted. Not far off target. It's nicely done. A big strong tackle there coming in from Ben Lamry. He doesn't mind getting tangled up with the forwards when he's flying into challenges, guaranteed. That's well cut out. That's well read by Deo. Ball goes up quickly, but it's gone straight to Mandy's feet. Cut out. Doesn't get to Mahrez on that occasion. Oh, a little bit of a miss from Zarouki. Ball picked up by Benacer. Benacer, he's trying to look for Bounedjah. Mahrez is crying out for it. The flag's gone up logically. That's not going to be a goal. The flag has gone up. Just went too quickly. And you can see that, well, it doesn't matter what happened after that. The flag and the whistle went up. He was crying out for it though, Mahrez. You could see how frustrated he was. He just roamed. If the ball had come out quicker, then he wouldn't have been offside, and, well, maybe they would be two up. Not the case, though. Well, finally, the offside call wasn't made, and it was actually saved. We'll have a look at this again. Tees it up for Bounedjah, and that comes off the defender, in fact. And there's me calling it offside. My apologies. In any case, we move forward to 34 minutes into this final Group A encounter. Algeria, as it stands, are qualified in this position. 1-0 up. Burkina Faso fronting up and putting in a good shift so far. Still need to get some more shots on goal and thwart the Desert Foxes as they push forward. The four forwards that they've got, in fact, in Slimani, Bounedjah, Mahrez, Belaili, very talented players who would love to play at next year's World Cup. Here is Belaili. That is so nicely done, and that will be a free kick, just knocked off his feet. Once again, you can just see how dangerous these players are, the midfielders especially, Sangare and Toure, who really are showing us what kind of quality players come out of Burkina Faso. And they're missing numerous players, of course. The likes of Eric Traoré of Pyramids is not available. Does well, Sangare, makes a bit of space. Trying to do a little bit too much now. Slimani, they got players. High ball over the top, and that's gone out to Belaili. It might have gone a little bit too far. It looks like it has. Not ideal from the 33-year-old Lyon player. So, sorry, Eric Traoré is on the bench. Bertrand Traoré is wanted to mention, the Aston Villa player. Lassina Traore, another player who's not available. Good opportunity. This is, oh, it's a great goal! Look at that, they've got the equaliser! A fantastic volley there from Sanogo, the 24-year-old, producing the fireworks here in Belize. And Burkina Faso have equalised in emphatic fashion. That's one way to beat a goalkeeper. Latching onto the through ball. The first strike was just sumptuous, a brilliant shot indeed. Let's just have a look at it again. The through ball from Sangare, a delight to the eye. And look at that for a volley, beating Mandy to produce a rocket shot that gives Ray Samboli not a single chance. Algeria 1, Burkina Faso 1. And Zakaria Sanogo, who plays his football in Armenia for Ararat, in his 20th match playing for the Stallions, offers us a treasure in terms of goals scored in World Cup qualifying here in Africa. That's all it takes. The quick counter-attack, the slick through ball from Sangare, and afterwards Sanogo. Silencing the partisan crowd in this 37th minute. But Algeria still in a qualifying position because a draw suits the Desert Foxes and Jamel Belmadi's men. Oh yes, it's all about a win for Burkina Faso. Deo back to Tapsoba. Have a coffee. And at the moment, it's their midfielders who are really showing us the kind of quality football Burkina Faso are capable of playing. The likes of Toure, Sangare. And the football that you actually see in Burkina Faso is looking a lot slicker, and they're working really hard now with Salitas FC, a new team that's just been promoted to the Burkinabe Premier League in the 2016-2017 season. And 2 appearances in the Confederations Cup already, and a real big academy that's strongly linked to various clubs, predominantly in Belgium, as the ball comes up and it's already been picked up by Cabaret. Cabaret tries to get past his man. That is a sumptuous challenge coming in from Ben Sabeni. Got to work for this. Belali picks the ball up. Long ball, that's just not the right one, is it? And Bunajar looks across and goes, and the hands go up for Belali. He knows that was overconfidence. Benyada down the line. The nod down from Islam Slimani. Mandy. Here's Benyada. 1-1. Mahrez and Sanogo with the goals. Islam Slimani with 7 goals scored in this campaign. Mahrez now has 5 goals and joins Victorian Adebayor, who actually has 5 after the hat-trick that he scored against Djibouti. Good slick build-up play from Burkina Faso as they go on a dance once again. It's opening up. Cyril Bayana. Now he tries to thread the ball through. Gets the ball back. Little change of flank. That's much better. There are players here. Long-range effort, and why not? You can see that the greasy service could, well, work to your advantage. If it's low and it's in the corner, who knows what could happen. 3.5 to go here in Blida. Baghdad Bunajar with the brace of goals. Sofiane Faguli with 2 as well. With Mohamed Konate, 2 goals, and Issafou Daya with a pair of goals as well. There's another player with the same name as Edwin Tapsoba. It's Abdul Faisal Tapsoba. He plays for Belgium First Division side Standard Liège. He's got 4 goals. Nicely teed up, beautifully teed up, and you can see that that's attempted cross just blocked perfectly at the back, but they win a corner. Ben Sabaini coming up to try and deliver perfect cross. Don't want to concede just before the break. This is a good scenario for Burkina Faso. They can build on this, but they have to be tight at the back. And with this man around, anything is possible. Belaili will take this. Youssef Belaili. No need for Benacer to help out. Now look at the traffic, look at the shoving and the pushing. There's a lot going on in there, and Mr. Gomez will not like that. You have been warned, Mr. Guira. Here we go, the corner, Belaili into the penalty box. Showed a little bit too much of it. Ben Yada lofts the ball over the top there. You've got to be careful. That is ideally positioned for Slimani to latch onto that. He's lethal in the air. There is no doubt about it. You can see that the rain is starting to fall once again. Not as heavily as it was pre-match, but we'll see what happens. Approaching the last minute. Hervé Coffey with a lot to do at the back. He comes out and takes the ball perfectly, as if he had glue on his gloves. Here they are pushing forward. The Stallions on the surge upfield. Tapsoba gets the ball out wide with Kabore. Can't link up once again, and it's been tidied up and smashed forward. No need to play that game. Leave it for our man Coffey at the back. Long ball sent upfield. Anybody going for that? Well, he had to touch it. He had to get rid of it, and it's tipped over there by Rice and Bowley. Got to watch out for absolutely everything. Let's look at that again. Unable to connect with that, but a little shaken, but not stirred. Won't be much added time as Sanogo, goal scorer, tries to deliver that perfect corner. It's flicked up. Is there anybody going to go for this? It comes out wide. It's been picked up by Belaili. Benacer sends it upfield. Well, they need to be careful. There's no panic. Oh, he does really well. That's great play from Touré. And just drawing the foul with Bunajar, the culprit. Well, they're not even going to take the free kick. It's the half-time whistle has been blown by Victor Gomez. And after 45 minutes, this final clash, Algeria 1, Burkina Faso 1. We'll take a small break. Second half coming up for this pulsating clash here in Blida between Algeria and Burkina Faso. All square, 1-1 in this final clash from the group to decide who will qualify for round 3.
الكرة صعبة 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 على المنتخب الوطني الجزائري. المتابعة رياضية ممتازة. عيسى مندي
Welcome back to the Stade Mustafa Cheka in Belize, just south of Algiers in Algeria. This is a pulsating match already, and we got another 45 minutes to come. So what can happen out here tonight in front of these 14,000 fans that are here, and these fans packing into this stadium to get behind Algeria as they try and deal with Burkina Faso for a place in round 3 of World Cup qualifying for Qatar 2022. It's 1-1. Algeria opening the scoring through Riyad Mahrez, firing in from close range. The equaliser came through Sanogo, a beautiful volley after a fantastic through ball from Sangare. It's 1-1. And which means that Algeria in a position to qualify because they only need a point, they only need to draw, whereas Burkina Faso need to win. And we have a change, and it looks like Fegouli's going to come on for Algeria. And I'm just trying to see who has gone off. Sofiane Fegouli, part of the team that beat Burkina Faso here 1-0. And in fact, it's Bounedjah. It's Baghdad Bounedjah who's actually gone off. So they brought on more of an attacking midfielder because they've got issues in the midfields up against Burkina Faso. And well, that's a good through ball. Benasser picks the ball up straight at the goalkeeper, Kofi, who thwarts the danger. And the ball sent upfield very quickly to try and pick out the goal scorer, Sanogo. So Bounedjah, just trying to understand exactly what's happened here. Fegouli comes on. Mahrez will logically play up front alongside Slimani. And, well, Sofiane Fegouli, very talented player, of course, and a player that they can lean on in many different ways. It's been picked up here by Belali. Belali gets the ball out wide. Here's Slimani, and the ball goes across to the other side towards Mahrez, but it comes to nothing. Guerriora is the other player who plays really well in the midfield. You can see where Fegouli will just position himself just to bolster that. He'll be in between Benasser, Belali, Mahrez. It's a good pass back, which was vital for Burkina Faso. Out to their captain, Dayo. Nicely taken back. Here is the captain sending the ball up. And a little bit of a tussle there between Ben Lamry and Ouattara. And the Sonabel player penalised for bringing down the centre-back. There you go, just crashing into the former JS Kabylie player. Former Lyon player, now playing in Qatar. Talking about Qatar, Jamel Belmadi. Well, his remarkable spell in Qatar. There's Belali being told to come back on in a second. He spent a lot of time in Qatar. In fact, he won 11 trophies in Qatar. Al Gharifa. Long ball, bit of pressure on Boli. No issues, really. Comes back up, tidied up in the middle with Benasser, Ben Sabaini this time. Nice slick footwork. This is what they do well. Not afraid of just getting those short passes. And there's Ben Lamry this time. And he's been told to keep his eyes on Ouattara. There you go, little right hand just pushing him down to the ground as he tries to stay out of the the viewfinder of Victor Gomez. This will be taken by the captain. High ball over the chop, and Mandy meets it. And the ball just goes back down to Bayala. Bayala. It's nicely done. Look at this. This is great play. This is what they do best. The ball's come back. There's an opportunity. Who's going to be teed up? Teed up. There's the shot that comes in. It squirms and takes a deflection, but it's easily taken there by Reisamboli. Once again, you've got to understand how dangerous they are. It's the slick passing and the creative prowess in small areas despite the traffic. That's a good ball, good header down to Ouattara. Waits for a little bit of support, needs a bit of support. And there's the shot. It's a grass cutter there from Sangare. But they would love to have on this in this team, of course, would be Bertrand Traoré, who's missing this clash, the Aston Villa man. And the 100 cap Charles Kabore, playing for Dynamo Moscow, another player. Won his 100th cap in a goalless draw against Uganda. Qualification for the Africa Cup of Nations earlier this year. Well, there's another little moment there between the two players, Ouattara and Ben Lamry. Bit of possession here. This is not bad at all. Again, trying to just thread the ball through to each other. Ball goes back, and Bully forced to just blast it upfield towards Slimani. It's nicely done. Picked up by Belali. Belali, will he take on his man? No, he's cutting inside. Lofts the ball over. That's easily taken there by Coffey. It's a little bit too far for Mahrez to really latch on to that. And that's what they do really well. They just fight for everything, and they will not hold back. And that will be another foul. And Ben Sebaini screams up to the sky. High ball coming over the top. Mandy goes up for it. There's a chance for a shot. Look at that for a volley. That was close, and it could have gone in if it was struck and hit a little bit lower. But how about that? That was beautiful from Cyril Bayala. Let's have a look at that again. Mandy just going up for that with Ouattara, and the volley. Ooh. Didn't half get some force behind it, and it came off Mandy, so it is a corner. Sanogo. Have to be careful with Burkina Faso. Sanogo with the corner. Plenty of green shirts up in the danger area. Here he is, the goal scorer. Sanogo delivers a perfect cross. There's a good opportunity for a header. Oh, it's nearly latched onto. And a long-range shot coming in potentially. No, that's Sangare's effort comes out. There's a chance now for a shot in the... Well, the flag's gone up, in fact. Mr. Gomez already pointing to the free kick that was awarded. There you go, there's the flag. Just a fraction offside, but it's a perfect call. High ball over the top, Belali goes looking. And this time Coffey goes straight up field. Ben Lamry, another header. That will be a foul. That's Benacer, hassled and grounded by two stallions. Benacer originally playing for Empoli, of course. Very tenacious midfielder. Belali. Here is, well, that's gone a little bit too far, and now is a great opportunity as Zerouki unable to get onto that, and that ball comes down towards the right-hand side. No foul awarded for that challenge coming in, despite the calls by the midfielder. Toure, straight through the middle. Here's Belali. Belali dispossessed. That's a very firm challenge, but there's nothing wrong with it, and it's Kira who's responsible. 10 minutes into the second half. The tempo and the temperature is rising despite this wet and cold evening in Blida, in the hills south of Algiers. About an hour's drive away from the Algerian capital. It's a cauldron of a stadium that doesn't allow anybody to... Oh, that's going to be a block, that is, surely. And that's a free kick. Ben Lamry just preventing him from finding a little... going through and walking on... racing onto that Sangare. Took the wind out of his sails with that block. Well, the West African country will be bouncing at the moment, hoping that their nation, the landlocked nation, can produce the right results here against the giants of North Africa. I'm sure it's just absolutely everywhere, all around the country, in Koudougou or Bobo Dioulasso or Hugoya, Bozanga, all of these places, they're going to be just buzzing with everybody watching their national team try and conjure up the right result. Another goal, and they'll put themselves in a very good position. Sangare goes off, holding his chest. We'll see if they can do something with this free kick as the captain Dio comes up. Here is Sanogo, fires one over the top. It's met by the Dutch-born midfielder, Zerouki, born in Amsterdam, and playing for Jean 20, originally with the Dutch Eredivisie team 20, 23 years of age, just 5 caps playing. I've got a big role for him to play. There's a good ball. Oh, that was kind of unexpected. Didn't know how to control it, couldn't bring it down. Surrounded by Algerian defenders. And just to give you the results of the other matches that are taking place in Africa for this final round of action, as Belali tries to sneak past the defender there for Burkina Faso. Quira. It's going to be a throw-in for Ben Sebaini. And he'll find Slimani on that occasion. Holds the ball back, gets the ball back to Feghouli. I think that's probably the first time that we've actually seen him touch the ball since the start of the second half. They've had a lot of possession, Burkina Faso, since the game got back underway. That high ball going over the top towards Mahrez. Look at the control, it's top-notch. He too has just managed to get a touch of the ball. That's a good through ball, that is. And here they go again, pushing the ball up forward very quickly. Sangare waits for a little bit of support. Doesn't have too many options. And then he gets nudged over there by Mahrez. And it will be a free kick for Burkina Faso. And the other results, Nigeria are being held by Cape Verde. It's 1-1 at the moment, with Osimhen scoring a goal in the first minutes. As we see, there's a change for Burkina Faso. And Ouattara goes off. And he will be replaced by Bande. Hassan Bande is the player who will take over the task of scoring here against Algeria, sending his team through to the third round of qualification. There's the push in the back from Mahrez. And you can see that Sangare hits the deck. It will be another free kick. Burkina Faso, after an hour, holding the Desert Foxes here in Blida. Sangare back up on his feet. Here is the high ball going over. He comes up. The hands went up for Mandy, but it's not a problem. He's a big player, of course, and he'll be a real handful for the Algerian defence. That's nicely passed through to the big man, who's Ben Yedder has just come across and done really well to tidy things up. This is nice, slick football, but that wasn't too good. Now he needs to square up. Well, making the obvious, the ball goes down. That's been kicked out, and it's going to be Ben Lamry, no need to react like that. That's what he likes to do. That's the provocation, of course. With Cabaret, the young 20-year-old player who is based in France, playing for Troyes. Hassan Bande plays playing his 11th, 12th game now, originally from Ouagadougou. At the moment, plays for the Croatian football team from Pula, Istra, 1961, but a former Ajax player. And Mechelen as well. Here's Ben Sebaini trying to work his magic. That's going to be getting a little bit frustrated there in deep down in enemy territory. The result doesn't favour Burkina Faso. It really is a question of scoring that goal, scoring that winning goal. Tidied up comfortably at the back there by Sangare. Comes across, the ball goes out of play. And Bayala unable to do anything with that. That will just fuel this Algerian team as Slimani picks the ball up. That's what he does well on that occasion, showing a little bit too much. That's nice and neatly done at the back. Here is the captain. That wasn't a good through ball to try and link up with Sanogo. It's a good opportunity here with Belaili. Doesn't address Ben Sabane. He's darting one down the left-hand side. And that ball across to Mahrez is not good enough. Cut out there by Feghouli. Feghouli to Mahrez. Mahrez has the ball in the corner. Calmly runs onto it. The skill set, a bit too relaxed on that occasion, I think. That is a wonderful touch, a really, really nice touch. And once again, I think we can address Sangare and say that he is playing some fantastic football. And Toure needs also to step up his game and work a little bit harder in the midfield to make it really complicated for Algeria as they try and knit together and produce the attacking performance that the whole nation is waiting for. Toure, back to Dio, over to Kabore. Sanogo kicks the ball off Ben Sabani, another throw-in. No crazy rush to get the ball up the other end, just building and constructing from the back. Here's Tapsoba going on a wander this time. There's the little flick, that's a good opportunity. Mandy comes back, and finally it's Mboli who comes out, but you can just see that that was dangerous. The little flick and then the acceleration. Mandy had to be at his best. At the same time, I think that Mboli, well, he was quick off his mark too. Throwing down the line, the touch by Slimani. Belaili unable to do anything. We are 25 minutes away from the final whistle here, and Algeria and Burkina Faso are all level at 1 goal apiece. The ball goes down to the left-hand side. Once again, it's been picked up by Bayala. Bayala cuts inside. The through ball is a chance. That's just come off a Burkina Faso player, and it will be a goal kick. The acceleration and the speed in which they start their attack, you've got to watch out. It was good work by Cyril Bayala, the Ajaccio man. You could see that he was trying to link up with Band-Aid, but the players racing back into position. Back up in enemy territory once again. Ben Lamry smashes it upfield. It's been tidied up by Benasser. The pressure in the midfield, well, it's starting to reach fever pitch. Feghouli gets the ball out wide. It's been cut out. Very nicely done. Benasser gets the ball back to Belaili. Belaili down the left-hand side, gets past his man, gets past the captain. Belaili stabs it back. It's in the back of the net. It's a great goal. It's absolutely fantastic. Feghouli is the man. He's got himself on the end of it, and he latched onto it perfectly. Supplied by Belaili, and Algeria have taken the lead once again here in Blida. A stunning goal, perfectly worked down that left-hand side. The celebration comes from the stands, of course. The first time that Algeria have had fans back in the stands in 2 years. And they get themselves what could be a key goal. Benasser down to Belaili. Just look what he does with Dio. Gets past the captain, down towards the edge of the 6-yard box, pulls it back to Sofiane Feghouli, and it's driven into the corner, beating Hervé Kofi to make it 2-1. It's an excellent finish, that really is. Outside of the right foot, into the corner. It all happened so quickly, you didn't even have time to blink. And there's your change, of course. Belaili going off. Big hug from his coach, Belmadi, Youssef Belaili. And he is replaced by Ben Rama. Well, the spell of possession that Burkina Faso had, and then all of a sudden a killer blow as Algeria hit back just when you thought that maybe the Stallions would go galloping off to get another goal, snatch a lead, and the tables have been turned also very quickly. And Sofiane Feghouli scoring his 19th goal in 73 appearances for Algeria. Playing his football in Turkey still with Galatasaray. It's his 5th season playing in Istanbul. Ben Nasser looking to try and pick up Ben Rama. Said Ben Rama, the West Ham United player. Former player of Brentford, of course, where he played for 3 seasons, scoring more than 25 goals and over 80 appearances for the Hammers. As Zerouki gets rid of the ball again. Tapsoba out wide to Dio. The touch was good from Sanogo, but didn't expect Ben Sabaini to be just behind him. Here's Mahrez calming things down. It's all done in slow motion with Mahrez, and that's Slimani. Slimani's up there, and he'll logically pick this ball up. There's a big challenge coming in, strong challenge from Cabaret. Takes out the ball, and it offers Algeria the chance to attack again. It's a throw-in, and Ben Rama will leave it for Ben Sabaini, logically, who'll come down and take the long throw. Gained his first cap against Tanzania in 2018. He's been qualifying for the Africa Cup of Nations in 2019. There's the throw-in, picked up by Ben Rama. There will be a corner. Ben Nasser just putting a bit of pressure on the young right back. Cabaret. Oh, there is Jamel Belmadi, the man in charge. Meticulously into detail, thinks of absolutely everything. As Ben Nasser fires in the corner, it goes way over the top, picked up by Mahrez. Mahrez on the edge of the penalty box, gives the ball back to Ben Yedder. Ben Yedder's cross doesn't make its way to any of his teammates, and it's been picked up by Zerouki, who can't do anything with it. Looks to the referee, Mr. Gomez, to try and say that he got kicked in the ankle, but it falls on deaf ears. The Charleroi goalkeeper, Kofi, getting the ball out to his centre-back. Here is Tapsoba. Tapsoba to Dio. Dio gets the ball out by Cabaret. Looks up, looking for options. That's a nice little ball. It's been picked up smoothly by Cyril Bayala. Tries to get past Ben Sabaini. And he loses possession. And the cry of satisfaction, those little battles that he's winning, and when he loses them he hates it. He's so strict with himself, Ben Sabaini. Doesn't like to let his team down. The mistakes, yeah, he's leaves him very frustrated. Nothing wrong with being meticulous. Tapsoba gets the ball back into the midfield. Watch out for the midfielders. That's nicely done. That ball comes over to the left-hand side. Now it's a good opportunity. Does he get knocked over? Is that going to be a penalty? I'm not too sure. The referee says offside. In fact, nothing to do with a foul of any kind. South African linesman communicating with the main referee, Victor Gomez, and they understood right from the word go that it was an offside call, regardless of what happened afterwards. Liberia, Central African Republic. It's 2-1 at the moment. And Nigeria are 1. It's 1-1 between Nigeria and Cape Verde. Mozambique beat Malawi 1-0 earlier on today, as we see Toure off on a wander again. Sanogo. It's crossed into the penalty area, and there is a free kick. A foul in the penalty box, and there you can see the gesture. Ben Lamry still with probably the hand marks on his back. Quite happy to make everybody know that he was pushed down, and it was a blatant free kick, foul against the centre-back. Big matches coming up tonight. The clash between Cameroon and Côte d'Ivoire will decide who will go through to round 3. Egypt beat Gabon earlier today, 2-1, already through Egypt. And Libya and Angola playing out a goalless draw, 1-1 draw. That finished off their encounter, their campaign. Feghouli wins the corner. Mauritania, Equatorial Guinea, and Tunisia, Zambia. 2 matches taking place tonight in Group B. Equatorial Guinea and Tunisia level on points. Who will go through between those 2 nations? Slimani points to his head. Benacer tees it up. He has Mahrez. Mahrez says, I'll leave it for you. Or more like Benacer says, it's for me. Here's the delivery. Comes over. Well, it wasn't too far off the spot. That was a good attempt to try and tee something up, but Ben Rama unable to keep it down. The West Ham United man just maybe connecting with the ball a fraction too early. The changes are coming in from Kamu Malu, of course. Cyril Bayala has been replaced, and Eric Traore comes on to replace him. And over on that far side, it's Mohamed Konate who's come on for Sanogo, the goal scorer. Plays his football, Konate, in Russia. In the Russian Premier League, FC Akhmat Grozny. Actually born in the Côte d'Ivoire in Odiene. Fans enjoying this. Fans, the Algerian fans getting well behind the Desert Foxes as they go in search of another victory here in Blida to defend that incredible record of 43 matches played here and not a single loss. 37 wins, 5 draws. And then this could potentially be another victory or another draw. If it's a defeat, it'll be the first time ever that a team have actually beaten Algeria here at the Stade Mustafa Chaka Stadium in Blida. Tapsoba to Dayo. High ball once again from Burkina Faso, trying to pick out the big players up front, or that man Bande. Konate's another big figure who will try and latch on to the high ball, and he has good skills as well. Here's the delivery into the penalty box. It's headed away. Had to come in and cover his lines there for Guli, as the rain falls quite heavily here in Belize, south of Algiers. Burkina Faso looking for an equaliser going into the final 10 minutes. There's the delivery, the ball comes across, there's no one on the end of it. That's a nice little touch, that from Ben Rama. Here they go, moving forward. Mahrez gets the ball back, but I'm afraid that that's a little bit too close to Hervé Coffey, who deals with that perfectly. Ball's been kept in, that's so... No, it's just crept over the other side of the paint. Sangare unable to keep that ball in play. Appears to be left mildly bewildered by the linesman's decision. Picking the ball up over on that far side is Bande. Bande waits for a little bit of support outside of him. He's got a runner, decides not to use him. There's a ball that comes in. It's a good through ball that was nearly latched onto by Traore. Eric Traore unable to get there quick enough. It's going to be complicated for the Stallions to get a goal. The later it gets into the last 10 minutes with Raisin Bully. The 35-year-old with his 83rd match playing for Algeria. They're playing for Al Ettifaq in Saudi Arabia. Picked up again by Toure. Long ball, this is not bad at all. Good opportunity. Can he get his shot in? Oh, it's going to be a penalty. Guaranteed to be a penalty, surely. What's the ref? Yes, the referee, Mr. Gomez, is pointing to the spot. Of course it is. And he bundled him over, of course, Ben Lamry. Great running. Went right in front of the two defenders. And what colour card is he going to produce from this, from that challenge? Just look at that. Ben Lamry. There was a double tackle from Mandy and Ben Lamry just to bring down Konate. And now they've got a chance to make it 2-2 with just over 8 minutes to go. Raisamboli and the captain of Burkina Faso, Deo. Plays his football in Morocco, but he wants to produce a goal here in Algeria, in Blida. Such an important penalty this really is. Victor Gomez making sure that everybody's in their right position. Don't even think about creeping over the paint. Can the captain lead by example? Dio up against Raisin-Bully. Here's the penalty to make it 2-2. Burkina Faso looking to try and score an equaliser once again. There's the shot, it's in the back of the net, they found the goal! 2-2 it is, and this is going to be a tantalisingly close 7 minutes. He fired into the corner there. He knew exactly where it was going to beat Raisin-Bully, and Dio side footing down into the left-hand corner with Mboli going the other way. Perfectly placed and a perfectly timed equaliser. They need one more if they want to qualify for round 3. Algeria can qualify with this scoreline. We've got 6.5 minutes to go with a few minutes of added time, probably. Zerouki. Here is Ben Yedder. Ben Yedder under pressure. That's a long ball that's gone back to Mboli. Had time to control. And there's the clearance. Hands in the back. You can't do that on Ben Rama. Jamel Belmadi will he be the first ever coach of an Algerian national team to lose a match here in Blida? Or can they hold on? Or will it be just another draw, a sixth draw for Algeria? There's the challenge coming in. It's a goal kick. He's got nothing, according to Victor Gomez. Leaps like a gazelle over the defender. Kabore. Well, that's going to be a foul committed by Mahrez. 5 minutes. 5 minutes for Burkina Faso to create the biggest upset in World Cup qualifying. Surely, the African champions, winners of the 2019 Africa Cup of Nations. Also back in 1990. A team that's packed full of talent, that strut their stuff right across the European continent, but also abroad in the Middle East and beyond. It's 2-2. Here at the Stade Mustafa Cheika in Blida, sorry. And, well, it's going to the wire. Just over 4 minutes to go. Mboli, one little mishap could turn this clash into a disastrous occasion for Algeria. They've kind of got their finger on the pulse of things, but they've got to be a little bit careful and not make mistakes. The foul on Konate obviously offering Burkina Faso the penalty. It's a great chance for Gouli down the right-hand side. There's Slimani who goes up for it, but he's not going to beat Kofi on that occasion. And he wants to get the ball up field as quickly as possible. There's no one up there at the moment. Konate's just putting a bit of pressure on Mboli, and they'll try and slow things down. You can just sense that. And now Benacer is down on the ground. And Guira sniffing around to see what's happening there. But Victor Gomez will obviously ask for the stretcher to come on. He'll take him up as quickly as possible, and he'll add on the time accordingly. You can see that Jamel Belmadi is... He's going to be relieved if it stays like this and the final whistle is blown. You can see what he's doing. He's just taking advantage of this little moment. It's all about game management. Mahrez, Fagouli, Slimani, and of course Ben Rama, the substitute. The fans shivering and shaking in the cold here in Blida, but if there is a victory or if there is a draw for Algeria, that's all that matters. Benacer back up on his feet. He wants to get back into action, and it's going to be important. To have 11 players on the pitch, 2 minutes to go. And it's Abdelkader Bedran who's going to come on for Benacer, who's put in a very good shift tonight. Very busy indeed. Taken quickly. Kabore gets the ball to Kofi. get up there, move up into the final third, push up. Let's pepper that goal with some shots before the final whistle and see if we can grab something, if we can nab 3 points. Oh, that through ball's not good enough. Mahrez gets rid of it, up to Slimani. Slimani, there's the foul that's been committed by Tapsoba, by Leverkusen man, bringing down Slimani. He'll stay down for an extra few seconds. You can see that the weather doesn't favour fast-flowing football. Well, it does, but it makes for a very greasy and wet finish here in Algeria. But I think we got about 4 or 5 minutes of added time. 4 minutes at least, maybe not 5. And I think that is a corner. Yeah, it is a corner. It came off a Burkina player. And it will be a corner for Algeria, who are in no rush to get themselves up into their opponent's penalty box. Ben Rama, let's see how many minutes of added time. 3 minutes of added time there, we can see. It's up to Algeria to try and hold on. And they give away the ball with a free kick immediately. They are most definitely in the last chance saloon. He's gained an extra few meters there, Coffey. Told to get that ball back. He doesn't want to rush that either. Burkina Faso on the cusp of elimination unless they can get something. Mandy with the header. It's been picked up just in the midfield by Toure, out wide to Sangare. Sangare's got a player outside of him. There's the delivery into the penalty box. There's a header. Nicely tidied up there on the left-hand side by Guira. Can't afford to give away another penalty. Oh, that's well done. Very well done there by Islam Slimani. Intelligently just waiting until he can kick the ball back off the Burkina player. And just look at the rain. Conditions are horrible. But it will most definitely not extinguish the celebrations that will follow in just over a minute's time for Algeria as it stands, unless Burkina Faso can do something. Here's Slimani. Spreads it out wide to Ben Sabeni. It's all about game management in the final minutes. Algeria can keep hold of the ball, then Burkina Faso will not get that goal. Picked up by Benrahma. Feghouli. Here's Mandy. Long ball upfield, not a bad one either. A little bit too far. Flying off the surface. Last 30 seconds. Last chance, need to get at least a shot in. High ball coming in. Anybody going up for that? Well, just Slimani once again. Ben Sabeni, last few seconds. There it is. They've done it. Algeria have qualified for the third round of qualification. They finish as the winners of Group A, denying Burkina Faso an outsider's chance of qualifying. Disappointment for the Stallions, but joy for the Desert Foxes. The final score here in Blida, Algeria 2, Burkina Faso 2. Well, this really was pure entertainment here in Algeria. We knew that Burkina Faso would put up a very brave fight. They did score goals. They nearly caused an upset. But the African champions of 2019, the African champions of 1990, and the nation who participated in World Cups previously, 2014, of course, being the last. I think we can definitely say that they are moving forward once again with this golden generation of players led by Mahrez and co. And it was all worth it for all of these fans who have turned up, allowed to come into the stadiums for the first time in 2 years. And regardless of the rain and the cold, they're here behind the Desert Foxes as they try and help them, usher them, and keep them moving in the right direction. They enter the draw at the end of the month to find out who they will play in the home and away legs that will take place in March. But more importantly, at the moment, it's just about appreciating qualification from Group A after a tight tussle against Burkina Faso. And yet more goals scored for Jamel Belmadi's men. Their tally has just been exceptional. That's 26 goals scored in 6 matches played for Algeria. And this is the confirmation and the final standings from Group A. Algeria edging Burkina Faso by 2 points at the top to qualify. Niger and Djibouti 3rd and 4th places. Thanks very much for watching. We'll see you soon. Congratulations, Algeria. Commiserations, Burkina Faso.